Water used to be the tap, not the boss. In this segment, we are discussing the struggles that come with adulting, as narrated by our friends from the internet. Shall we begin?
Yeah, sure. What do we have?
Okay, there's someone called the Rovi said that everyone is making it up as they go.
For me, I have a quote, or someone quoted Rista K. It's very cliche, but I never understood how right everyone was when they said things like, don't grow up too fast, you're gonna miss this, etc. I'm still very young, like 20, but I'm already starting to feel like I've lost so much time. Like life is moving 100 times faster than it did when I was little. I regret not taking advantage of the time I had when I was younger. A year felt like forever. Now a year feels like a couple of months, and it's going to only get worse. I think things that happened a couple of years ago, in quote unquote, but in reality happened 10 years ago. I see musicians and actors I grew up watching and listening to already dropping like flies. I feel like September 1 was just yesterday, but we are already mid-month October. Stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm paranoid though, but early life crisis or some shit like that though.
Do you know any musicians or actors that you grew up watching that have passed away?
Wow. Let's see. I know I watched a couple of movies by Whitney Houston back in the day because my family was like an oldie goldie kind of house. So I grew up listening to her and basically watching her. Michael Jackson also, like, that was a part of my life that came, I experienced it, and he died, unfortunately. Those are like throwback musicians. But if I would say people that I've been watching or grew up watching, maybe they haven't died yet, because I used to be a Disney kid as well. So most of the Disney people are still alive, except for Cameron Boyce. May his soul rest in peace. Yeah.
There's also Lord Skittlesworth who says that this is a big one for me. I always thought people knew what they were doing. Hell, maybe someone somewhere does. But I come to find out everyone just wings it and hopes for the best.
Yeah, that's right. I know I have one from Too Bad Fucker. That's quite a name. I know it's only going to get worse. He's 31 here, I can confirm, but at least you recognize and acknowledge that it gets worse. Take that knowledge and do things now so that you don't have regrets in 10 years' time.
There's also Rosa who says that you're absolutely right. The last 13 years for me, since I was 20, almost a blur. Even though I married twice and have 2 kids, 13 years is what feels like 2 to 3 almost, if that. The reason is because as a kid, you don't stress. You're directed by parents and teachers and basically just follow and do what you do. The times you're free are spent on carefree playing and messing about. It speeds up around 20 because you're now in charge with nobody directing you. So most of the days are spent figuring things out and becoming a member of society. If you want it to slow down, you need to make plans, save money, use some money to enjoy yourself, and most importantly, travel as much as you can. Life does not slow down ever, but it will seem slower when you have more of it. Free time, which mostly comes from planning and preparation, which heavily reduces stress level. In other words, give yourself as many good memories and moments as you can while preparing for the inevitable. I feel that is so deep because most of us, as adults, we neglect the play and we just work. We should also have time for leisure and enjoy life, create memories, while at the same time planning for a future.
Right. Remember, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Like, it's a common saying that people usually take for granted. Like, you see so many people suffering midlife crises and you're like, why are you suffering like this? And you are only at a prime age of 28, 29, 30, and you have so much ahead of you, but you are depressed or you are in debt or you're having so much stress build up on you. Take time for yourself to relax, take a breather from all the negative vibes and just build yourself. Rebuild yourself, learn from the mistakes or the lessons that you received during the week. Take some time off to therapize yourself. I have one from Givia. I don't know how, I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name, but how fast time actually goes. I still haven't been able to wrap my head around it. Your first 20 years is your literal entire lifetime. It's everything you've ever known. Your second 20 years is 5 minutes. You know how in your 20s Christmas seems to come a lot faster than when you were a kid. Okay, that exact feeling only applies to entire decades. I'm not even kidding. That's so true. Like, I'm feeling like life is moving at the fast lane. Like, mbaya. It's not even joking. I feel like 2020 it's obsolete. Like, it got to February, everything started shutting down, especially where I am. Everything just started shutting down. And the next thing, I'm opening my eyes, it's October and I'm still at home. It's still in the same school on the laptop, with my Zoom call video off. So I'm just looking at myself, really, is this how this year has ended? And right now I'm talking about Thanksgiving and then Christmas. And I'm like, I was just at New Year's yesterday. Now it's already Christmas. I have a few more comments from our listeners. One called Shipo Yasha. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name. Saving money is more exhilarating to me than spending it. I don't agree. Saving money is harder than spending it. I'm taking it from my perspective as someone who's trying to get the bag in one way or another. Saving it is hard because there's always going to be something that you want and you always have the money for it. Some I underscore am underscore 311 is saying bills. I recently got a sprained ligament and I'm shitting myself because I got bills to pay. I feel you though. Bills. I'm up to my knee in bills and I'm not even married. This life is unfair.
I feel you, my brother. I feel you, man. GARDENER says, never got easier. There's no social cohesion anymore. When you're a kid, you make friends easily, and like you also in school, so
right.
You can make friends. You do the same things. When you become an adult, now everyone goes their own way, and you lose those bonds. Like my childhood friends, man, I miss them, but like we don't bond the same way.
Right.
When you are kids. As Miguel 79 says, how much others rely on you. You have to take the baggage.
Like, you're taking care of so many other people that you would not naturally take care of as a kid,
Yeah.
I have one from Hamsterman20. I was super scared of big companies. I was worried about making mistakes. Oh boy. Half the people in big corporations are lousy and don't know what they're doing. So don't you worry about it. You're probably more qualified than 60% of the people there. I feel like he's trying to get at the point of people are worrying about how they will fare on in making it in life. People have these career goals, and one way to get to career goals that you have is to start by working towards them. People have dreams, but they don't necessarily have the capital for these dreams. So people want to start working somewhere so that they get enough capital to fulfill these dreams. And you'll be scared, of course, because there's some people who have more experience than you, some people who are better at the job than you. But when you get to the ground, you find Anyway, I also have one from Frosted Butler, quite an interesting name. I've realized that a lot of jobs are 50% wasting time. Also, that a purpose for life comes from within yourself. That is the biggest life realization someone can ever have. Knowing your purpose, knowing why you are somewhere. You get. Then I have Phil 137. I'm 17 and I have no idea how to be an adult. I don't know where to start and it drives me crazy. I'm not ready to grow up yet. Live your life. You're 17. Adulting starts at least at 20, as I have had. So you have 3 more years. I'm telling you, people here are going through it. And I feel them because Falumia says, me neither in my 30s. But here are a few things I know for sure. One, get a degree in anything at all. Half the jobs just want the paper as proof that you're not a moron before they hire you. Two, don't assume a degree means someone isn't a moron. It's not a reliable method. Three, always keep eggs on hand. They are fast to cook and nutritious. Four, study behavioral interview techniques. They are annoyingly popular.
Yeah, I agree with that one for eggs. Most of what he says is also true.
Nowadays, people are going they're going for solutions where if it's not a light meal, it's a light breakfast or it's a brunch. It's not like a full course meal anymore. So if you're hungry, snack. I feel like that's a big motto. If you're hungry, snack. The more you snack, the more you get fuel. Like it's refueling for the day. So Jikaze, bro. Jikaze. And then I have Peniel_denial 20 here. From my limited experience, very few do have qualifications on the job. So fake it till you make it and keep moving. It feels like the worst thing you can do is waste time. Like that's so true. You can't recover time that you've wasted. Kai. That's the scary part about life. Like today, like if I say something for 30 seconds that is completely out of context, I've wasted those 30 seconds and you'll never see them again. Build a Phil 137. I'm just worried because I have no idea how anything works, like taxes or how to apply for a job and stuff like that. And I have nobody to talk about it. This is sad. Hopefully, Heart Age replies, I am 20 years older than you and I'm still learning how to be an adult. Wow. You see, like it's a process. People it's not something that it's inbuilt that there's a syllabus for it, but it's a learning process regardless of how old you are.
Man, there's also one comment here from Kitten of Doom.
Wow.
One thing you need to know is that everybody is learning as they go. There's no life manual to us forever. Rate your own as you go. Just as you
literally.
Just like said exactly what you said, which is very true. This is not something that we learn in school. In every situation, you try to do your best.
Right.
Yeah. There's also another comment here from I Wanna Cookie who says, "Don't feel bad. Most of us feel like that. Get yourself a couple of trustworthy people you can ask for advice." That's what I did, and it has helped me so much. Don't feel bad when you make a mistake. When you do, please help someone else. You need PM if you need help. Get advice from a mentor or someone who has gone through what you're going through. They have more perspective.
I feel like this world of the recent the society of today, that's the word I was looking for. The society of today is a bit more narcissistic than it was a few years back. Like people are hell-bent on I and me and what works for me first before I help someone else. And I mean, yes, putting yourself first is important, but don't be narcissistic about it. Like, be kind to someone else as much as you'd want to receive the same kindness in turn. So be kind and help out someone who is learning in the same field as you, or even if it's not the same field as you, but if you see someone struggling and you have a capability of helping them, don't sit on it. I mean, these are blessings in disguise. So, like, reach out to someone and do your thing, make it count, because it's all about building each other. It's not about succeeding, or it's not about stepping on someone else to get to a higher pedestal. It's about getting there together.
Yeah, okay. There's also a comment from Tigeri102, 22 here, and confirm you won't be alone. I've had so many conversations with friends between the ages of 18 to 26, boiled down to don't know what the F I'm doing. always really seems like people around you have it together. But once you get to talking, you realize that we're all figuring this out in our own ways. I know how to book a vacation, but not how to get internet at a new apartment. I can drive across the state, but I'm not sure how to make a appointment at a new place. I've also got a friend or two with the exact opposite skill set. Never be afraid to ask questions. A lot of this is complicated stuff that, for some reason, no one ever teaches you in high school. Ask your parents, older siblings, or cousins, or uncles, or aunts, or friends, or special one, anything that they seem to have figured out that you don't. It's stressful, but no one expects you to have it all together by your 18th birthday. Honestly, that's when a lot of folks start learning how to adult. I was definitely still a dumb kid when I started my freshman year of college, and in a lot of senses, I still kind of take it slow. You don't have to suddenly metamorphose into an adult with a career in finance who does taxes in the weekends one day. And a lot of this stuff isn't as scary as it seems, but neither of us knew what we were doing, laughing my ass off. I never flown without a real adult in quotes, and definitely never planned my own vacation. But it went way smoother than I expected. I booked the hotel online, and it was only slightly more complex than online shopping. Same with the plane ticket. The flight there was pretty chill. I'd flown before, so I remembered what I was doing. And things apparently are pretty straightforward anyway. When I got to the hotel, I just had to go to the counter, say, "Hi, my name is blah blah blah. I have a reservation," and give my ID. They give us our keys and sent us on our way. It was relief after relief, because I was always like, "Wait, that's it." Things are overwhelming. Even as you get older, it's okay to not know things, and it's doubly okay to ask. You'll often find that things aren't as scary as they seem and end up easy to master once you learn how it works in the first place. You learn by doing. You can't read from a book or go to class to learn these things. You just learn by doing.
Some of these things are not really taught. So I agree with that. More especially, you see, I feel like this is someone who's coming from an African setting, because most of these things are not taught in schools, and neither are they taught to us by our parents. Most of them are just meant to be automatic, quote unquote. Like it happens like this, and therefore you should know how it happens. Like, I'm not supposed to teach you,
Yeah.
which is wrong, but it's also right in certain ways. Wrong in the sense that, how am I supposed to know when you're the one showing me? But also right in the sense that it helps me to be independent in a way. So it has its pros and cons, but I feel like there's a better way to handle such, growth tactics than they have been.
We live in a different age from previous generations. For example, the experiences they were talking about, booking tickets online shopping, and all that, they didn't exist in our parents' generation. So they didn't know, they can't teach you such things. So you only have to do them. Your parents can't teach you, so you can teach yourself, and you can only teach yourself.
Right.
Okay? And he also says that some of these things seem scary, but they are easy once you master them. Yeah, so I think fear is another aspect that should be considered. People are afraid of taking these responsibilities, but once you accept them, you accept responsibility, and you're willing to learn, it becomes easier.
It's totally right. Like, it becomes easier as you learn it, because human beings are dynamic creatures, and we learn things as we go by. So I really agree. Yep.
Okay, there's also a comment by in need of Gods. None of us do. It's new to everyone when they start out. Mostly, they're just doing it, or I call my mom if I'm really in a pinch. It's a big adjustment, and everyone goes through it. As long as you're willing to learn and ask for help, you'll be fine.
Ask for help. No one is entitled to make you feel bad for asking for help.